It's Vinnies talk. Let's go. Welcome to Vinnies Talk, the young wolf rises. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the podcast. It's your boy, Vinny D, the young wolf. Vinny. First of all, how's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? Actually, almost forgot my Lakers hat, man. All right. How's everybody feeling, man? How's everybody doing on this beautiful day? We are here to do a little podcast. And I believe this is number 10, if I'm not mistaken. I also want to give a shout out to all the firefighters in Los Angeles, Santa Monica, Malibu, everyone that's affected by this crazy California wildfire, man. My prayers and my thoughts and prayers go out to you guys. Go Lakers, go Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs won, and now we just gotta see if we're gonna win the championship and go to the Super Bowl, right? You guys know that I'm a big Chiefs fan and Lakers. But man, a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. So now that we got to the new year, and man, dude, Trump's the president, and see, time, it just flies by, man. First it was Christmas. Last summer wasn't really summer to me because I lost my dog, and I'm really looking forward towards this summer, but at the same time, I'm just like, is like winter just dragging by like right now? Like it's super slow, and it's just like, you ever have those times where you're just like, you sometimes you just you don't know what to do with yourself, or you just get like a little anxiety because you're looking forward towards the summer. Like, I want to ride so much, and it's like the podcast, it definitely helps a lot with my stress and anxiety, and so does riding, man. That's why I feel like when I'm not riding my motorcycle, I feel like I need to. It's like throttle therapy, and once I get out and ride, it's an experience because I get to be outside, and I go to like different cool places, right? And the importance, I always try to get it across and tell folks and tell people that, we don't really have that much time here on this beautiful, beautiful earth. So to get out and just do something, and do something that's fun, and like for me, I really enjoy just going for a walk. Hiking, right? Checking out a new state park or place like that, and I don't know. I take pride in it. It's fun. I take pride and joy in that, man. Like I get, like even doing a quick video or something like that, and like a nature adventures, Vinny's adventures. It's just it relieves stress. It relieves anxiety, especially everything that's going on in the world today. Sometimes you just gotta just relieve that stress. And, when you don't really have people to hang out with, or like, sometimes for me, I like to be alone, and I like to do things by myself. So I'm just like, I'm going to check out this place. And sometimes I just feel like I'm better off to just go and just chill, and I'm really good at finding really cool spots to check out every summer or spring and summer that are different from the next, and there's something unique about every place that I visit. So I'm definitely going to be doing some more adventures with Vinny, right? We'll get some videos out there and some cool footage. But like I just, a lot of people, they want to do what they want to do. So it's like sometimes I just want to get on my bike and go, and not just sit around and wait around for people or whatever the case may be. What do you want from me? It's me, Vinny D, the young wolf, right? But there was a time and place where, I would just wait around for people, and it's just like, man, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know where they're going. And now it's just so much different. Everything's so fast paced. And that's another thing, like, everyone's in a damn hurry. And I always say this. This is what I always say. If you're in such a freaking hurry, you should have left a little sooner, right? You should have left a little sooner. Why do I say that, Vinny? Or why do I say that, people? I don't know. I just feel like, you see these people on the streets and in traffic. It's like people always like, going fast. Like, don't get me wrong. I like to go fast on my motorcycle, right? I love to go fast. But it's just like sometimes you got these assholes that are riding your fucking tail. It's just like, dude, get out of here with that bullshit, bro. Like, get out of here with that shit. It's just like so annoying. It's just like people don't really know how to drive. And it's just like, bro. And then they wonder why motorcyclists or us bikers, we take off. Like, when I see, honestly, like, I be sometimes, like, if someone tries to follow me too close, like, I'll just go down the middle and go ring around, like, I ain't got time for all that shit, dude. I ain't got time for you to be like trying to run me off the road. Like, that's my life, dude. I don't think people understand about motorcyclists. Like I feel like it's, for cars, it's a lot easier because they're in a freaking case. So if they get hit, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they're gonna necessarily die. I mean, you can die in a car, but we're more likely to die on my motorcycle than it is a fucking car. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like traffic, like, it's like compared to like East Coast traffic versus Midwest traffic is insanity, right? I don't know, dude. It's just crazy. People drive like freaking imbeciles. And then you got these people, that are on their phones. They're not paying attention. They're freaking texting away. It's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, girls are like swiping, or, you're saying you got these people that are on their phones and they're not even paying attention. It's just like, man, it's like my life, dude. It's just like my life right there. So yeah, the weather hasn't necessarily cooperated. It's like the weather has been kind of shitty, and it's just like some days it'll be like 35, it'll get near 40, and then it'll just drop. And they're saying now that the weather, and I've been wanting to get outside and just go for a walk or something like that. It's just like I get that cabin fever, I guess you could call it. Now is the time where it's just like you're in the house more. And me and my mom were talking about that the other day. She was saying that it's a good time for resting and sleeping and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm just like, man, I can only take so much of winter. Like, I need to get outside. I just need to go for a walk or a drive or on my bike. And, I know I can't ride at the moment because I was going to take my bike out the other day, but I decided to take the electric scooter for a little ride, and everything was a little icy when I went on the trails. A little icy. And I'm not trying to bust my shit, right? I'm not trying to bust my shit. And surprisingly, the electric scooter held up pretty well. That even when I was riding the snow, I was just like, wow. I was very surprised that it held its own in the snow. And I was just, I just took my time, and I was okay. So, but it was cool. But we're in January, and it's what it seems like. It seems like January's taking its sweet time, right? And it's always like that, right? It's always just like January, and then February is just like a little slower, and then March, and then sometimes we get that fucking snow. We get that snow in March, or even April. We get freaking snow. Maybe, hopefully, we get an early spring. I love talking weather with you guys, but I really, I'm really interested to see how, if we're going to get an early spring this year. I doubt it. Yeah, and I think last year we had some days where it was warm and hot and whatnot, but another thing is we've been getting some crazy ass freaking storms, like wind storms in out here where I stay at and live at and whatever. When I'm looking at like California, like they get wildfires, and like Florida, they get these hurricanes that are insane, and they take out the whole city. And it's just the weather is so much different, and I think the weather has an impact on your mood as well. Like especially like now that it's cold, and people get that cabin fever, especially me. Well, I know I can't get that throttle therapy and ride my motorcycle. I'm just like, bro. I remember back in the day, we used to go to this snow hill by my house in Des Plaines, right? And there was a big hill, lot of snow, and we used to have these snowball fights and whatnot. And I'll never forget this one time we took a bag. We took a bag instead of like a freaking like actual sled. I think we had like 2 sleds and one was broken. We took a garbage bag and we sled down. I think I rolled my elbow. Fucking shit, dude. That shit hurt like so bad. But the thing, the stuff that we used to do as kids, man, like, and now you see all these kids. Now they ain't doing that, dude. These kids don't do shit now, man. Half the people, and you see these kids don't play. They don't play with nothing. They don't play with toys. I mean, yeah, they play with toys and whatnot, but they don't do half the crazy shit that we used to do when I was a kid, man. I mean, I'm getting older, but it's crazy, man. To see our generation of the generation before and now our generation is just totally different, right? The millennials, as you could say, the millennials. But man, no, for real though, like, I just feel like so much stuff is changing and is different. I went to the mall the other day, man, and it was crazy that I walked into the mall and, I thought that everything was completely normal, and I was going to go to the store that I was looking to go to, and I went up the escalator, and I seen that GameStop was closed. Well, not closed, but they were closing their door. They were getting ready to close. And I talked to the clerk, the lady that was working there, the girl that was working. I was like, hey, so why is there a sign on the door that you guys are closing? I'm like, what, GameStop? And it seems like GameStop has been having issues with sales. And what's really crazy to me is that a lot of these stores and malls, it seems like they're not really up to par with it. Especially so many people are just like online shopping now with like Amazon and just everything that's like online. I feel like online sales and online everything is just like beating out a lot of these retail stores. I don't know. All I know is eventually malls will just disappear. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about our local mall over here, but it just seems like eventually everyone's just gonna be like, and I never really understood the whole digital thing, like digital games. I mean, therefore, like some movies I'll buy digitally or whatever, but it's crazy, man. Everyone wants to just go the digital way. I've always been the kind of person where I've always wanted like collector's editions, right? Gold standard like collector's items, and like Blu-ray discs, DVD hard copies, because you never know, man. You never know if you're going to, like, if you lose it, if it gets lost, if it gets burned in a fire, God forbid. So much crazy shit going on in the world now. It's just like, dude, our economy's all jacked up. I'm hoping that, what I'm saying, the new president, the new administration getting into office could try to straighten things out, but at the same time, I feel like it's just gonna take time. And like I said before, man, we as a country need accountability, and we need leadership, man. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not just on one side, it's both sides. And I feel like everything that's been happening in the world, it's just like, dude, we need to come together, right? Like Bob Marley used to say, Rastafari, one love, too much like division in and not enough people that are just like ready to just put their freaking swords down and be like, dude, that's enough of this shit and let's get it together type shit. You know what I mean? But you know, people are not like that, man. People are just like all for themselves and they don't care. And that's the crazy thing, because it's like, you know, that's another reason that like would push me away from by being around so many different people. Don't get me wrong, I love people, but at the same time, I'm just like, I could tell a fake person from a real person, and I could tell when they're being fake or they're just trying to be on some bullshit type shit. So I learned, like, I'm learning a lot about myself. And you know, when, like I said, man, when people don't want to accept you, I said this in my last podcast, if they don't want to accept you for who you are, then they were really your friend in the first place, right? Some friends that said they were your friends might have said, well, you know, Vinny, well, you know, we don't do this, we don't share this, right? So if we don't have this in common, or you have a different mindset than I do, then I can't talk to you anymore, or I can't do. It's just like, dude, like, get over yourself. Get the fuck over yourself, right? You know what I mean? Like, you want to act like a kid, you want to act like this, you want to act like that, you want to act like a freaking a Jezebel, you want to act like a goofball, you want to act like just stupidity. Like, I ain't got time for that shit, bro. I ain't got time for like people just wasting my time. I could be doing a podcast, right? A beautiful podcast. I could be editing a video, you know what I mean? I can go on my bike and ride it. I just like, so when you see the negativity, it's just like, I separated myself from that kind of stuff, man. And when you spend more time alone with yourself and just being outside with nature, man. Like when I go for a ride on my motorcycle and I'm just like in the woods somewhere, or I'm just like on the road riding and I got my music, listening to my reggae music, or I'm listening to, you know, like my Taylor Swift or my Dr. Dre or Tupac, you know what I mean? Like listen to Bob Marley or some BB King. When I'm in the elements of just like not paying attention to certain things that I used to pay attention to, and it's just like the energy. It's all about the positive energy and just leaving that negative energy behind. Sometimes you just need to leave it behind, man. I think all the time, you know what I mean? And I felt a lot of good vibes, you know what I mean? Like when I'm by myself, but also like when I was in Arizona with my mom, you know, being in the mountains, it does something to you. Being close to water, to the beach, like when I go to the beach, it's just like a healing kind of technique, right? It's just like, it does something to you where it's just like, man, woosah, or it just like brings this feeling, or it's just like, you know, the yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had to adjust. You guys know what it is, man. I had to get the championship belt out real quick. But yeah, I'm looking forward to do the Titanic anniversary and cover that, because I love to do history videos, but also like to talk about the Titanic and anniversary and stuff like that. And also more arrested WWE. We got the Royal Rumble coming up, and then we got, you know what I'm saying, WrestleMania. So maybe do some reactions on WWE, do some reactions on some of the episodes coming up on Netflix. Got Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So yeah, man, I'm just hoping that the weather straightens itself out. It's just like, man, dude, you know, back in the day, you know, the weather wasn't as bad, but I feel like we've had winters where it was really snowy. Like in 2014 was really snowy. And it's just like this winter is just super freaking polarized, right? Polar vortex type shit, man. Shout out to the Chiefs, go Lakers. And, you know, I'm just hoping that, you know, we can have a great summer, and hopefully that, you know, this is not like it's going to take forever, because it always seems to be that I have to wait so long, and it's just like sometimes I just drive myself crazy waiting and waiting, right? It's just like waiting until spring, and then spring comes, and then sometimes spring is just like, we don't really get much of a spring, right? Sometimes we just go from winter to freaking straight summer, and it's just like, well, we didn't get really much of a spring. That's not fair, right? So we just go right to summer, and then you got all the fucking construction workers, and then they're dropping nails, and people are getting flat tires, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Knock on wood, man. I didn't get no flat tire on my bike, but hopefully I won't ever, but never say never, right? But yeah, I'm happy that the Chiefs won, and we're going to hopefully win. I'm hopefully, you know what I'm saying, Liv Morgan could get another chance to win. If she can't get another chance, Liv Morgan, she's a WWE superstar. If she can't get a chance to win the title, maybe she'll get a chance to win the tag titles with Raquel, I think. Raquel, right? Yeah. And the Royal Rumble's coming up, so... And then WrestleMania. WrestleMania is usually around like March or April. Yeah, it's usually around then. But yeah, I'm tired of the winter, man. I'm really like, I just want it to be summer, beautiful summer, right? Man, I can only imagine how cold it was. And the people of the Titanic, they had very little time. Can you imagine less than an hour? It's a very tragedy, and it's just like, no matter what the tragedy you're going through, they lost friends, family, and then like it all comes back to me. It's just like tragedy there, and then like tragedy, everything that's going on in California, and like, just can you imagine like the amount of time that the families and the people, they're just away from their homes, and some of them are not going to be able to return because they burned down. And you know, it affects people's psyche, man. It affects the anxiety, how much people get anxiety, and like you have these cops and curfews and all this other shit, and they're still fighting these fires. And I know they got some containment and whatnot, but it's just like, man, it's got to be nerve-wracking. The really nerve-wracker that I've seen and that I would have, like, there was this one video I seen of this lady, and she was talking to her friend, and she, you know, basically was saying that, don't worry, your house will be fine. And she basically, there was another lady next to her saying that, wow, look at those flames, they're coming down. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Like, well, what if they come down here? It's just like, well, I think we're gonna be fine. And then all of a sudden, you know, they had to evacuate, and they've come to find out that their house burned down. It's just like so much craziness, dude. Like, I'm like, wow. But we will be talking more about that later. But I just wanted to say that, man, like the amount of crazy, like the amount of destruction, but the amount of like just sadness that people have to be going through. It's just, I can't imagine going through that. And then, I mean, I can imagine being sad. I just, going through that would just like probably rip your heart right out of your chest, because you go from just like living your life. Can you imagine living your life to trying to grab the last of what you can grab, and like anything that you see, and just have to evacuate and leave? You realize, and you're just going from living a very normal life to having to leave your house in a fucking instant because your fucking house is burning down. So I just feel like, and I don't blame anybody. I do blame that I feel like they could have done something better. I feel for the people of California right now. I love California. I got nothing but love for California, man. West Coast, you know what I mean? Go Lakers. And it's not just about like sports teams and whatnot, but it's just like, I feel for the people, man. Just losing all that, and then like trying to have to find a home and being on your own, like, where are we gonna sleep this night? Where are we gonna sleep that night? But the people are coming together, and I really love to see like everyone coming together. That's really cool, man, that people could come together. It was a lot, and it's still happening. So shout out to everybody, man, and trying to make peace, and it's just a crazy time. But I want to thank you guys for joining. We got more coming up in the next videos coming up, a podcast, Vinnies Talk, so stay tuned. Please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and until the next time, you guys know what to do. Booyah!